Okay. Do you listen to me correctly, Carmen? Okay, perfect. So I'm going to begin the class because today we have a long class. Um, so I'm going to begin as usual to talk about previous sessions and at the same time about the unit 2 and the second task we have to carry out. So first of all, I'm going to share the screen in order to explain what we are going to do during this class. We are in the session 5th, in our 5th sessions. All the documents are already uploaded in your Moodle, so you can revise them as soon as you like. So we are going to begin with what we are going to do today. So in this session 5th, the first thing I'm going to do is to introduce what we have done until this moment and what we are going to do from this moment on, including also the task, the second task you have to do as part of the 3 tasks you have to complete throughout this subject. So first of all, it's important to remember that in the previous unit 1 of Dexway, we were talking about how to create a company, the history of the company, what kind of products or services you are offering to your potential clients, etc. And in this unit 2 of Dexway, we are going to talk in general about administration. The other day, we were talking about some tasks you have to do in the administration also, but today we are going to see more characteristics and more tasks you have to do when you work in an office or in an administrative post. Basically, if you see the unit 2 in the Dexway platform, they talk about correspondence, kinds of emails, and this kind of questions. So give me a second. Okay, so if you remember in the unit 1, we have worked in the platform, we have worked during the class using the simple present. Right now, I am using the simple present and the present continuous because, for example, I am using the present continuous while I am teaching you this class. Also, we did a revision about the simple past. Remember the simple past when you referring yesterday, when you referring last year, when you referring the previous months, you have to use the irregular verbs or the regular verbs with ed. If you want to do the negative, you use didn't. So, well, we study a bit, or during the course, during the you are doing the Dexway exercises, you have been working with the present simple, present continuous, simple past. Also, I introduced a bit about administrative tasks. So manage time. Good morning. No, don't worry, Katia. Carla. You go into when you can, don't worry. So we were talking about administrative task. So you have to be able, if you are in a post in a company, in the administrative post, you have to deal with, tackle with, talk with all your potential clients on the phone, presentially speaking. You have to talk with the different managers. You have to manage your time. You have to fix meetings. You have to be very careful at the time of taking messages, writing down your messages, and then give your message to the rest. You have to pick all the packets, all the deliveries you find in your company. So we were talking that when you are in an administrative task, so in the administration, you can do many different duties, tasks. It's a very important point, because everything is around you. Okay, so also, as I have told you before, in the first unit of Dexway, and also with our task, we were talking about companies. We were talking about business. We were talking about creating our own business, because if you remember, this business you have created in this first task is going to be with you during English 1 and English 2, because all the tasks, all the activities, and all the exercises I'm going to evaluate you are going to be around this main idea. So also, I uploaded you, and during the sessions or classes, we have been dealing with some vocabulary you have to use when doing tasks or when doing things related to companies. And obviously, also we have devoted our time to do the first task, which was the presentation of your own company. So unit 2, which we are going to begin today, it talks again about administrative questions, but more specifically about how to write, how to receive different communications, different letters, different mails. So we are going to see the different parts of a formal email or a formal writing, and we are going to see the different kind of mails you probably write back or write simply when you are doing this administrative task. Also, during this class, I'm going to introduce the second activity you have to do in order to be evaluated, and is what kind of worker profile you need for your business. Is it possible that if your business is very big, you are going to need, for example, 10 or 12 or 20 kind of worker profiles? But probably also, if you have a medium-sized company, you are going to need perhaps 5 different profiles in different posts. So I'm going to explain later while I am introducing you the second task, what you have to do talking about worker profiles. Also, we are going to see some video, in this case, related to how to search for worker profiles online. So in a very short video, they are going to explain to you, apart from LinkedIn, what other ways or what other companies or what other web pages can help you if you want to work for worker profiles for your company, no matter the characteristics you need. Okay, so obviously some people or you will be looking for example, software or different software engineers, or if you have a restaurant, you will be looking for a manager and at the same time some waiters and waitresses for you to work. If you have a company making coffee, you are going to need a lot of workers for your company being able to work and to have relation with all kind of machines. So we are going to see also this today as a part of the second task, looking for a worker profile. Also, we will see some sample of worker profiles you are looking for, depending on the kind of business you are running. Cuando digo run, como el verbo correr, hablando de una empresa, es porque cuando uno dirige una empresa, podéis decir I manage my own company, I manage, pero si vosotros utilizáis el verbo run, correr, y estáis hablando de términos de business, run a company es dirigir una compañía. Es muy importante que esta palabra se os quede porque en muchas ocasiones cuando estéis hablando, bueno, o si oís negocios, hablar de negocios, the people running a company is the person, the CEO of a company. So if I am talking to you and I tell you, well, right now I am running 2 different restaurants, eso significa que estás al frente de 2 restaurantes diferentes. Y os digo la palabra run, el verbo run, que todo el mundo identifica con correr, porque es un verbo muy importante perdonad, a la hora de hablar de business. So, en el lenguaje común, si alguien te pregunta y tú estás dirigiendo, como en este caso estamos haciendo durante estas actividades, estás dirigiendo una empresa, puedes utilizar el verbo manage, manage que evidentemente es el verbo que viene luego de manager. Eso sería un poco, bueno, pues sí, dirijo, pero la idea realmente de dirigir una empresa, que se os quede bien en la cabeza, is run a company. I run a company. So as I run a company, guys, I need with my team or with my group of workers, I need to know what kind of profiles, perfiles, I need to take on, contratar, to take on when I run a business, okay? So also we are going to see 15 important characteristics you have to have when you work in administration task, responsibilities you have, skills, capacities, abilities. A la hora de decir capacidad, a la hora de decir bueno, pues cosas que se te dan bien, en qué eres bueno, you can say that you have different skills, For example, you are sociable, you are able to speak two languages, you are a software engineer, but at the same time, you are very good at writing readings or writing business letters. So skills are the same as capacities and is the same as abilities. Also, we are going to watch a video about how to organize our time if you are in an administrative task, and what are the important things that are important to prioritize when you prioritize when you are running a company or you are working in an administrative task. So also in this lesson, I'm referring to grammar in the unit 2 of the Dexway platform. I'm going to tell you how to create the present perfect and all the words and expressions you can find with the present or you can see with the present perfect, and also some temporal prepositions like for, since, until. So I'm going to explain the present perfect because it's going to be a tense you are going to have to work with during this unit 2. And also, we are going to see, as part of your administrative task, some business mails and the main vocabulary you should use when you make the salutation at the beginning of the mail, when you do the body of the email, when you say goodbye. So the kind of formal expression it's important to do when you are working with mails. And we are going to see also the mail basic facts in a video. Okay, so this is, I think we're going to have time. I don't know, I hope so. Okay, so now guys, I'm going to begin introducing you the second task. Okay, the second task you have to do. Give me a moment, please. So I'm going to introduce the second task we are going to do. Give me a second. Okay. So I'm going to share. Okay. Okay, guys, so we are in the task 2, and the task 2 you have to do in these 3 next weeks talks about looking for worker profiles for your company. Esto lo que quiere decir es que estáis buscando una serie de perfiles de trabajador para vuestra empresa. Obviamente, dependiendo del tipo de empresa que vosotros tengáis, porque lógicamente en las 30 y tantas empresas que he tenido que corregir, cada uno habéis elegido cosas muy distintas. Algunos ofrecéis productos, otros ofrecéis servicios, unos son empresas que exigen un seguimiento presencial por parte de los trabajadores. En otras hay, bueno, pues a hybrid way of working or a virtual way of working. So in this task, and depending on the company, depending on the business you run, you are going to need different profiles. Perhaps if you don't have a very big business, you are going to let's suppose, 5 different worker profiles, or you are going to need 2 main worker profiles, okay? So this has to do, tiene que ver, this has to do with the kind of company you have, okay? So we are going to begin with the introduction of the second task. So once you have your own company, so now that you have created your own company, and obviously you have designed the first task, you will have to create a worker profile. So it's important, advisable, aconsejable, is recommendable to bear in mind, to think about the professional skills, abilities, capacities you need in order to do the different jobs you are searching in your work field or in your company field. So you have created your own company. So now you have to think about what kind of professionals you need for your company and what skills, what capacities, what abilities you are thinking about at the time of taking new or hiring new workers. So in this task, you will have to define the responsibilities they are in charge of, a cargo, and the compromise you demand of your workers. The employees you want to work with in your company should reflect your brand personality. So the spirit, the mission, the main values of your company. It will be as good as the skills they are capable of carrying out. So the introduction of this second task is, right now I run a company. So my company is in this field, in the education field, in the restaurants field, in the medicine field, in the education field, in the imports and exports field, in the technological devices. So, well, this will depend on the kind of company you have chosen to do. So now that you have that company, you have to think what kind of profiles you need for your company. Perhaps you need a manager with some responsibilities and with some skills. You need, for example, someone who is in charge of the social network, or 1 or 2. So I need this kind of person with these capacities, with these studies, with this previous experience. And what are going to be, to shape, to tell what kind of responsibilities they are going to have. And also, it's important not only the specific abilities or the specific studies this person, or the specific abilities or skills this person has. Also, I suppose you want a kind of personality, a kind of person, a type of person able to represent your personality, because you obviously run a company, but you need more people. And I suppose you need to give a look or give an impression to others, and these people, these workers, are the reflection of your company personality. So what is the general explanation at the time of doing this second task? Well, the students, you will create the kind of worker they are looking for. Think about the laborer, the worker, the right worker, laborer you want for your company. So what sections you have to include in your task? First of all, qualifications. Qualifications, guys, is the grade the grade or the vocational training, FP, or the studies you think they need at the time of working for you. So the qualification is all the studies, all the courses they have been doing or they are doing, okay? Also, perhaps it's important for you that they have a master in a particular specialization. Well, this will be something you will design because you are the one who runs your company. So you will have in your mind the kind of person you want. Also, apart from the the qualifications, probably the masters, what kind of skills you need. So when we say skills, for example, you need this person to be good at communicating, or you need this person to be able to be really punctual, very serious, and very strict and perfectionist at the time of carrying out the different tasks he's going to do. Or you want a person with not many words, but a lot of actions. Or you need someone very energetic, or you need someone more calm. So also when I say language capacity, if it is okay for you to speak Spanish, or you would like to have someone able to, for example, speak other language, perhaps not English, or perhaps English, or preferable English, Spanish, French, Italian. Well, it depends also of the international or domestic expectations you have for your company. Also, you can include in these profiles the kind of personality you want. For example, perhaps you want someone very energetic, you want someone who is able to make decision making, you need someone who is able to manage other people. So, well, or perhaps you need only someone who is able to follow instructions and to do it very well. Also, in your profile, you will have to include what kind of economical ambition this person has. Perhaps you can offer only a year, imagine 35 euro, 35,000 euro a year, and this person is having an ambition of at least 50,000 euro. So, well, it's important to know what the economical ambitions of your worker are, and also what are the possibilities you as the CEO of the company you are going to offer, okay? Also, it's important to know if this person is available, si está disponible, and willing to take part. So obviously sometimes you receive different CVs or resumes, curriculum vitae, resumes, and you have to know if this person can begin in your job next week or in 2 weeks, or what is the situation from the work point of view. And also, if this person, for example, is ambitious and they are aspiring to begin in a post in your company, but then they are aspiring to a step up and to promote, promote is subir en la empresa, to promote to post with more responsibility, okay? So what you have to do, well, the student can use an infography, or you can use a digital mural, or you can use a poster to present the company. No, this is not okay. Sorry. No video. Sorry, this is PPP. So the student, this is not okay. The student can use an infography to present, I don't know why this have here, to present the worker profile, to present the worker profile. Obviously, if you imagine that you have, you need 4 kinds or 4 types of profile. Imagine, okay. So in a mural or in an infography, you can present the 4 kind of profiles you are looking for, and you can tell me the qualifications, if they need a master and what kind of master. So it has to be something very reduced, okay? And you don't have to make any video. In this presentation, the only thing you have to do is to present an infography, a digital mural, or simply a presentation with the worker profile you are looking for, but you don't have to record any video, okay? So what I'm going to evaluate you, well, the language you use at the time of describing your worker profile, the gestures, well, this is, I don't know, but this is not the, well, don't worry. So the preparation and the presentation you do, and if the, well, if the grammar and the vocabulary you use is the correct one. So in brief, en breve. Una vez que tenemos nuestra empresa creada, cada uno evidentemente ha creado diferentes empresas con diferentes tipos de servicios, diferentes objetivos o diferentes productos y, bueno, con una organización X. ¿Qué es lo que tenemos que hacer en esta segunda tarea? Pues dependiendo, lógicamente, del tipo de empresa que habéis desarrollado, tenéis que hacer al menos tres profiles. Profiles son bueno, perfiles de trabajador que estáis buscando. Unos buscarán solo, hay un mínimo de 3 perfiles, pero hay personas que al tener una empresa que conlleva más responsabilidades o más tareas, necesitará, pues, por ejemplo, alguien que tenga que haya, por ejemplo, 5 perfiles diferentes. En cada uno de esos perfiles que tenéis que poner en el mural o en la presentación virtual o simplemente en la infografía, pues es, bueno, pues evidentemente la silueta de un trabajador X, cuáles son sus estudios, qualifications. So, lógicamente, si tú estás pidiendo un experto en redes sociales, pues evidentemente puedes pedir a journalist o a marketing expert, these kind of things. Also, you have to include, tenéis que incluir si queréis que esta persona o esta persona necesita tener un máster, y si lo necesita, en qué especialización. Puede ser que en algún perfil lo necesitéis, puede ser que en otro pues no se necesite este tipo de estudios. Y cuando digo qualifications, no me estoy refiriendo solo a la universidad, es decir, una persona puede tener qualifications de mucho tipo, un grado medio, un grado superior, es decir, hay tantos trabajos como posibilidades de estudio. Luego, ¿qué capacidades tiene? Es decir, no solo tú puedes ser ingeniero, sino en un área, sino qué capacidades tienes a la hora de trabajar. ¿Eres bueno en unas apps concretas o en otras? A la vez tienes mucha capacidad de llegar a acuerdos con otras personas, eres bueno trabajando en grupos, bueno, este tipo de skills, abilities. In the language capacity, bueno, depende de si tu empresa tiene un perfil internacional o tiene un perfil, digamos, más nacional o más domésticos, pues igual es importante que hable más idiomas o no. Lógicamente, si tiene una expansión de tipo internacional, pues you are supposed, se supone que tú vas a buscar, you are supposed to look for someone who speaks English or French or Italian, okay? Also, when I say personality, cuando digo personalidad es qué tipo, es decir, nosotros tenemos una empresa y en esa empresa no solo hay que hacer bien un trabajo de tipo técnico, sino que además tú eres parte de una filosofía de empresa, porque lógicamente tú tendrás tu misión, tus valores, etcétera, este tipo de cosas. Entonces, ¿qué tipo de personalidad necesitas? Sociable, talkative, good at managing people, good at working with different teams, someone who is able to work alone in the houses because the work you offer is online o hybrid. Luego es importante también qué ambiciones económicas tiene estas personas potencialmente, porque imagínate que ellos no se mueven por menos de 50.000 euros al año, imaginaros. Y tú en tu empresa, pues bueno, pues tienes un potencial de que le vas a pagar pues 37.000. Bueno, este tipo de cosas. También saber si para cuándo le necesitas, es decir, si es available, si está disponible en una semana y willing to take part y deseoso, bueno, pues de enrolarse en tu empresa tan pronto como puedas o, bueno, pues está trabajando en otra empresa y hasta dentro de un mes no puede unirse a la tuya. Y también si tiene aspiraciones a la hora de hacer ese trabajo y formar parte de tu empresa. Es decir, se conforma con trabajar en cadena o es fisioterapeuta y lo único que quiere es dedicarse a la fisioterapia, pero no tiene ambición a la hora de, por ejemplo, llevar, organizar, manage 5 fisioterapeutas diferentes en horarios distintos. Bueno, ese tipo de ideas. No sé si exacto, Carmen, exactamente. Uno de los enfoques es la presentación de una oferta de trabajo. Es decir, yo estoy buscando en mi compañía estos 3 perfiles. Me está preguntando, perdonad, me está preguntando Carmen, ¿se podría enfocar como una presentación en la que haces las ofertas de trabajo? Por supuesto. Es decir, digamos que esa es la idea. Tú, si quieres, puedes hacer, imagínate que buscas, bueno, pues 4 perfiles diferentes y puedes hacer 4 infografías o no, simplemente en una infografía poner esos 4 perfiles que buscas con los principales puntos de oferta que realizas y cuando haces una oferta evidentemente es porque esperas que esa persona tenga los requisitos que tú haces en esa oferta. Creo que en este caso, como expertos que sois en recursos humanos, seguramente tenéis mucha más percepción que la que yo puedo transmitiros. Por lo tanto, que quede claro que no hay que hacer ningún vídeo, no sé por qué eso es, perdonad, se me ha debido meter de otra tarea. Simplemente tenéis que hacer una infografía o tenéis que hacer una presentación o tenéis que hacer un mural o un póster donde se vea, se recoja pues lo que estáis buscando para vuestra empresa. Sí, me dice Carmen, 4 perfiles diferentes en el texto de la actividad. No, en el texto de la actividad no aparece el número de perfiles. Recuerdo de años anteriores que siempre decía, para tener un poco más de chance y de saber un poco lo que estabais escribiendo, pidiendo, pues normalmente os decía que hicieseis 3 perfiles. Pero esto dependerá, porque hay empresas en las que algunos alumnos necesitaban 7 perfiles diferentes al menos, porque bueno, pues había diferentes posibilidades de trabajo. Entonces, Carmen, en principio sí que sería bueno que en la infografía o en el póster hubiese al menos dentro de la compañía 3 perfiles mínimo. ¿Entendido? Vale, es un mínimo. Y ya luego, pues lógicamente dependerá pues, del resto, si tienen más, menos, etcétera. Vale, so, vale. We are going to change the activity. We are going, guardar. We are going to change the activity. And now, guys, 1 second. I'm going to talk. I'm going to talk about something you usually do when you are in administrative post, okay? When you are in administrative post. Give me a second, please. Okay, now, so one of the things you have in your lesson in the unit 2, guys, is correspondence. When we talk about correspondence, 1 second. Sorry. Perdonad, chicas, que es que no me permite abrir, no mi... Solo veo a Carmen. Perdonadme. Es que voy a Zoom y no sé si ha pasado algo, pero no me permite entrar. Solo veo... Solo veo a Carmen. Carmen, ¿has podido dar algún botón o algo? Ahora, perdona, Carmen. So, as part of administration, one of the parts in the unit 2 of Dexway unit 2, they talk about correspondence. When we talk about correspondence, we are talking about writing, receiving, and creating different emails, okay? So what we are going to do now is to deal with some expressions we use when we have to do business mails, okay? Business mails. So the steps or the vocabulary you can use in the different parts of these mails. Basically, in the Dexway platform, in the unit 2, they concentrate a lot about this kind of writing, this kind of business mails. So obviously, a business letter is a formal document. Al ser un documento formal, es muy importante que también seamos nosotros formales a la hora de realizar nuestros mails. A ver, cuando uno habla un idioma, lo más importante, o cuando habla un idioma, cuando tiene que comunicarse con las personas de una manera oral, el fondo o lo que buscamos es básicamente la comunicación. Pero cuando tenemos que hacerlo de una manera escrita y dentro de un mundo profesional, pues a business letter is a formal document often sent from one company to another company or from a company to its clients. So esa es la razón por la que tenemos que ser más cuidadosos a la hora de mandar el mail, seguir unas normas de saludo, desarrollo del mail, qué introducción podemos poner, qué despedida podemos poner. Y aquí es donde toma una especial importancia el ser exactos en el vocabulario y en la gramática. Because it's a formal document often sent from one company to another or from one company to its clients, employees, stakeholders. Stakeholders vienen a ser personas que cooperan contigo en tu empresa, for example, o personas que tienen acciones, dinero invertido en tu empresa. So business letters are used for professional correspondence between individuals as well. So although email has taken the most common form of correspondence, so obviously right now it's quite unusual to receive letters in our houses. We can receive letters, we can get letters, but basically we use other kind of correspondence. Sometimes we are going to find printed business letters. So apart from the emails, when we are talking about companies or we are talking about deals with clients, sometimes you are going to receive printed out business letters. Okay, printed means cartas formales y en papel. And sometimes with the companies, you use this kind of correspondence, and in some moments are still important. We are referring to serious types of correspondence, including letters, employment verification, job offers, and more. So writing an effective, polished, polish is pulida, perfecta, business letter can be an easy task so long as you adhere to the established rules for the layout and language. So when you have to write an email, this is an easy task, but when you follow some established rules or some established expressions that I'm going to introduce now. Since your recipient reads a significant amount of correspondence and letters on regular basis is in general, it's important to not make grammatical errors or spelling errors. So a formal letter can be an email, a formal letter can be a written document, usually from company to company, from company to clients, from worker to workers, and obviously is something that had been important. You have to be polished, effective at the time of using and following the established rules and the correct language. And obviously, it's important as much as you can, in general, to do well executed letters and try they don't have important grammatical errors. So, well, in a letter or in a business, you are going to find different sections. So it's important to have these different sections because it's going to give body, va a dar cuerpo to your writing, and it's going to be more formal and more elegant. So it's important starting. So the appropriate format, guys, you have to start with your contact information. So in the first thing you have to include is your contact information, okay, and the information of the other person, okay. Then it's important to make a salutation. So it will depend the salutation if you know this person or it's the first time you're going to talk with this person. Then you have to include the body of the letter, so the most important part of the letter, the reason why you are writing this letter. Then you have to close your mail, and finally you have to make the signature, firmar. Okay, so important. When we talk about the section of a business letter, no matter what your business letter is, no matter what your business letter is important. Always start with your contact information and the contact information of the other company or the other person you are writing to. Then it's important to write a salutation. Now we are going to see the different ways to make a salutation to the others. Then the body of the letter. The body of the letter will depend on the kind of letters or mail you're going to do. It's a complaint letter, te quejas de algo. It's an acknowledgement letter, es un mail en el que dices que has recibido todo correctamente. It's an inquiry letter. So the inquiry letter is it's a letter where you are asking for something. It's important also the closing, so waiting for to finish the letter or the mail. And finally, it's important your signature. Okay, so when we talk about contact information, one second. Okay, when we talk about contact information, it's important that you write your name, your job title. Your job title is your position. You are the manager, you are the responsible of the social networks, you are the responsible of the human resources, the name of your company, your address, your city or your code, your phone number, your email address, okay? This is in relation with your information, okay? So in the business correspondence, you should include this. And if you, in the other one, you have to write the date you are writing your letter, the date you are writing your letter, so to know the recipient's contact information, so the name and the data of the other company, and the same as you have done with yourself, okay? So when you are going to open your business mail, it's important to put not only your contact information, okay, this one, but also the information of the company or the person you are referring to in your business letter, okay? Okay, so salutation. At the time of greeting or make the salutation to the other person or the your coworker or the worker that is in contact with you and who belongs to the other company, you can use different ways to make the salutation. Podéis poner to whom it may concern. Si ponéis to whom it may concern, es que no sabes a qué persona has de referirte cuando estás hablando con una compañía. Por lo tanto, tú dices a quien pueda corresponder. To whom it may concern. If you are unsure, si no estás seguro, if you are unsure of the person you have to be addressing. If you want to use a formal salutation, you can say, dear Mr., Miss, doctor, if it is a doctor, professor, whatever. So usually Mr. para hombres y cuidado, MS para mujeres. Ya el MRS, que venía a ser como señora D, no se utiliza. Se hace algo más, digamos, neutro. Mr. o Mrs., pero Mrs. MS, ¿entendido? No se pone ni Miss, MISS, ni MRS, porque para que lo entendáis, en Miss había una connotación de estoy soltera y trabajando, y en MRS soy mujer de alguien y estoy trabajando. Digamos que esto es digamos, como el estereotipo mental que había. Entonces, desde hace un tiempo, hombres solo Dear Mister o Dear Miss, ¿ok? So, or simply, if you want to be more informal, so this is a formal situation, okay, guys? This is a formal situation. But if you want to be more informal because you have a relation with this person and you have written a lot of time before, the other thing you have to write is Dear Maria or Dear Carmen or Dear whatever, okay? So three possibilities at the time of the salutation. To whom it may concern, a quien pueda corresponder. The formal salutation because you have a very formal relation with this person. So you can say, Dear Mr. Smith, or Dear Miss Rodriguez, or Dear Dr. Gonzalo, or the whatever. And if you have a very good relation with this person in the other company or at the time of addressing, so you simply can say Dear Maria, Dear Juan, whatever it is. So this is for salutation. So the body part of the letter, it's important that you use single space lines, giving space for each paragraph after the salutation and above the closing, okay? So in this body letter, depending on the kind of mail you are going to do, you are justifying the reason why you are writing that mail, okay? So, pero esto lo veremos en los tipos de mail que podéis escribir y que vamos a ver el primero. So at the time of closing, so usually at the time of closing your mail, you are going to use perhaps one or two sentences. So in this closing, at the time of closing the mail, you have to reiterate the reasons for the writing and thanks the possible reader for considering the request, okay? So good options or some options at the time of closing formal writing. You can say respectfully yours, sincerely, cordially, or respectfully. But if your letter is less formal, not so formal like in these ones, you can say all the best, thank you, and regards. So you have two kinds of closings. One is more formal, and the other ones, these ones are more informal, okay? And the time of do your signature is your firma. Usually you should do a handwritten signature. Well, right now we have the electronic signature, which is the same, and you should type your full name with your two surnames and the title. When I say title, I'm saying your position in the company, okay? So some examples. Well, you can see here some examples of mail. So in this case, well, here is the person who sends the letter, and here is the company or the person is going to receive the letter. As you see, you have the date, you have the name of this person, the position, the place, okay? So in this case, I suppose they have a cordial relation because it says, Dear Miss Lee, okay? I would like to invite you to attend a coming liberal arts department job networking event. The event will be held on the afternoon of May 2020. We wish to provide our graduating seniors with an opportunity to meet business leaders in this area who may be looking for new hires who hold degrees in the liberal arts. The event will be held at the Cox Student Center in this university and will last about 2 or 3 hours. If you have an interest in attending or sending company representatives to meet your students, please let me know at your earliest convenience and I can reserve a table for you. Thank you for your time. I hope to hear from you. Respectfully, your name, and here you should be your signature. So remember, always the salutation. So well, first the data, okay? Your data, the date, the data of the other people, salutation, depending on the relation you have with the other person, the body of the mail, and finally the closing and the signature, okay? So another example of a business letter. So you can use also this kind of way to do it. You write the date. Here you write the data of the person you are writing to. Here also they say in the greeting or the salutation is relaxed, cordial, dear Miss Jones, okay? So opening paragraph, closing paragraph. So the paragraphs you need in order to do the body of the mail, and then obviously the complimentary or the final closing expression. Thank you for your consideration, or respectfully, sincerely, and your name and your signature. So when I say this, I'm saying formal letters, okay? Formal letters. And here I give you a web page where you can find, I give you a web page where you can find all kinds of types of business letters, okay? All types of business letters, okay? So now I'm going to show you another, one second, please, another sample of formal letters. What are that? Another sample of formal letters. Give me a second. Sample business letter. Okay, so I'm going to show with you what would be a very correct kind of correspondence. Give me a second because I don't see it right now. Yeah, okay. So here you're going to see a more formal sample or example of business letter. When I say business letter, I'm saying a business email and so on. So as you can see here, okay, as you can see here, this is a sample business letter, okay? So the sender's address, so the sender's address is, if you are the person who is sending the mail, your name, whatever. The recipient address, so the person you are writing, and it says, obviously, if you are doing this in an email, probably is not necessary to put all these things, but well, you don't know. Important also the date, okay? And important also the salutation of the greeting line. Dear Jamal, dear Mr. Ahmed, or to whom may concerned, okay? So usually in the first part of the an example of a body, the body of a male, you should say, I have enjoyed being a part of the Long Lake community for several years. This community offers many great things for people of all ages. One thing that I could benefit from is the addition of a splash pad. Well, so you provide an overview of what you want to say, include details, in this case, to the reasons why you write. Providing a splash pad in or near the downtown area could provide a place for people of all ages to cool off in hot summer. A splash pad is more or less a swimming pool. Additional traffic all downtown encourage growth of local business. So conclude with more details. So local areas that have this kind of swimming pools in the downtown areas could explore. So you want to know them, you could explore the costs and benefits. So I will be happy to begin the process, and I hope to talk with you for further information in this number or in this mail. And then, the way to do the signature, sincerely, or nice regards, or respectfully, or cordially, and the closing line. And here, well, you simply hear the parts of the address, your name, the street, the city or town name, or the state FIP. If it is international, well, you can give the mail before. So generally speaking, at the time of doing a mail or a letter, you should be formal at the time of doing it. So it's important to follow some steps, or it's important to know what to or what's important to include when you are doing a mail. Okay, so this in order to talk about mails. So now we are going to watch a video where they talk about this kind of things. Give me a second. So this kind of letters or mails. Give me a second, please. We are going to watch a video where we can see how to create a mail. Okay. Okay, so I'm going to share with you.
Hi, everybody. In this short lesson,
okay, I'm going to share with you a video related to how to create a formal letter. Okay. One second, guys. So here you are going to see some expressions you can use when doing a formal letter.
I'm going to show you some useful phrases and expressions for writing formal emails. Welcome back to English for Professionals. I'm Derek, and I'm here with another short lesson for you busy people. Before we get started, just a quick reminder to subscribe to my channel, hit the red button and click on the little bell, and don't forget to join my email list. Every 2 weeks, I send out my free vocabulary email with additional business English, words from the news, and everyday English for you to learn.
Guys, it's important to subscribe if you are working with human resources or with different companies to this kind of people who are in business and can send you a newsletter every month or every 2 weeks, talking about business around the world, and also about some vocabulary that you can use, or it's important to use for example, your human resources qualification.
Hi everybody, in this short lesson I'm going to click on the little bell, and don't forget to join my email list. Every 2 weeks I send out my free vocabulary email with additional business English, words from the news and everyday English for you to learn. The link is in the description below, so go and check it out. And now let's get started with the lesson. Useful phrases for formal emails. Let's start with greetings. My first tip is always use Miss and not Mrs. when writing to a woman in a professional context. So write Dear Miss Jones and not Dear Mrs. Jones. And when writing to a man, simply write Dear Mr. In formal emails, we always use the surname. So if the person's name is Mary Franklin, don't write Dear Miss Mary or Dear Miss Mary Franklin, write Dear Miss Franklin. And if you don't have the name of the person you're writing to because the email address starts with info or office, then write Dear Sir/Madam. For some emails, you'll need to introduce yourself and follow the simple structure in this sentence with name, job title, and company. If you know the person you're writing to a little bit, but still have a formal relationship, you can start with a friendly opening by saying something like, I hope everything is going well, or I hope you had a nice Christmas. Now let's look at some phrases you can use to refer to the last contact you had. It was lovely meeting you at the sales conference last week. Or it was nice talking to you on the phone earlier. Or thank you for your mail last week. Another important part of formal email writing is to state the reason for your email. And we have different possibilities. Phrases like, I am writing in connection with, I am writing with regard to, and so on. Another typical email function is to give information. And a very simple way to do that is to use the phrase, I would like to inform you about. Then we have attachments. Another tip here, don't write I have enclosed in an email. We only use that for letters when we send additional documents with a physical letter. For emails, we always say attached. And the simplest way to do this is to write I have attached. Next, we come to making a request. So here we have some different options. Could you please let me know if? I would appreciate it if you could. Would it be possible to? When making arrangements, one of the most common phrases we use is, I was wondering if you. Or, would 10 a.m. be a suitable time? Or, I am afraid I'm not available on Wednesday. Would Thursday work? If you want to confirm something, simply write, I would like to confirm. And if you want to refer to a question that the person had in the previous email, you can use examples like this. And now we come to the end of the email, the closing lines. And sometimes we want to offer more communication. So a typical way to do this would be to write, if you need or require any further information, please feel free, or please do not hesitate to contact me. Then we sometimes want to refer to the next meeting. The most common way to do this is, I look forward to. And another tip here, always use an ing form after I look forward to. I look forward to seeing you, meeting you, hearing from you, and so on. And finally, the most common way to close a formal email, best regards. So that brings us to the end of another short lesson. As always, all the phrases and expressions are listed in the description below. Let me know in the comments if you have any other examples, and also if there's any other business English topic you'd like me to cover in an upcoming lesson. If you like the lesson, hit the like button and share with your friends and colleagues. Subscribe to my channel if you haven't done that already, and join my email list. Every 2 weeks, I send out my free vocabulary email with additional business English, words from the news, and everyday English for you to learn. The link is in the description below. Thanks a lot for watching, and see you soon.
Okay, so you can see this video in your...
Hi everybody, in this short lesson, I'm going to show you how to correct 3 typical email mistakes. So if you want to improve your professional
okay, so I give you or I leave you some emails because some links to videos, because in such a way you can watch in your house what we are doing in a more formal way here. Okay, so for example, you're going to be professional people related to human resources. So for example, it's important to have a subscription with this man. For example, there are other people who are going to send you different expressions, different ways to take into account when doing business, or when doing human resources, or when doing marketing, or when running a company. And he's going to send you, for example, different expressions to take into account. Okay, so this video, apart from this video, I was going to play for you another video. Well, in this case, more than a video. I told you that I wanted to tell you some important things are important when looking for someone working in human resources. Os voy a dar algunas skills, capacidades, capacities, abilities, personality, things are important to take into account when you are a human resource specialist. Okay, so for example, it says when you are working in the responsibility, for example, of hiring people or looking for employees, etc., you have to be a very organized person, because organization is the key. When you work for the human resources, you have to usually be in communication with other people all the time. So you have to be very outspoken, and you have to be sociable and be very communicative. So one important thing as a person working in human resources is communication. Also, obviously, if you at the same time, you are the leader, you are the CEO of your own business, you have to be an example for your employees. So you have to be a leader. So you have to lead the business with your example, okay? Also, you have to be, when working in human resources, a problem solver. So you are going to have a lot of problems when you are in the human resources area, because you have to deal with a lot of kind of workers, and sometimes the employees have complaints, quejas, or problems. So you have to be practical, you have to have a rational mind, and you have to be a problem solver. So also it's important to have the ability to multitask, okay? When you are doing a job, not only in human resources, but in any kind of job, you have to do many things at the same time. So you are responding an email, but at the same time, someone is phoning you, but at the same time, someone is going into your office asking you a question, and at the same time, well, many things. So in life, in job, if you are professionals as you are and you work as most of you work, you have to be more you have to have more than one ability for your profile, for your life. You have to be multitasking. Also, it's important that you are good at the time of managing the time and to be self-disciplined, okay? Also, when you have to contract people, when you have to look for workers for your business, you have to take risk. And when you have a company, and if the company is yours, you have tomar riesgos, okay? Because it's part of your job. Also, you have to know a lot to be an expert in everything related with the work ethics, with the dedication, and with the different professions you have to deal with. So obviously you have to be an expert in human resources in order to create the worker profiles for your company. Also, obviously, when you are recruiting people or when you are working in a human resources department, it's important to dealing with all kind of data, the data that your candidate is going to give you in the resumes or in the curriculum vitae, the policies in your company. So you have to deal with a lot of different data. Obviously, when you are working in the human resources department, you are going to have some strong conflicts sometimes, okay? So you have to be able to have the skills in order to do that the office or the work runs smoothly. Runs smoothly, yo os he dicho que run es llevar, controlar, manejar una empresa. It runs smoothly or work smoothly es que todo vuelva a la normalidad, a la calma. So when you work in the human department, you have to be very good at the time of managing conflict. Also, right now, the idea of mentors is quite important. You have to be a kind of mentor, okay, for the other workers. And quite important, you have to be trustworthy. Trustworthy means que eres una persona de confianza, okay? So you have a human part and your workers can be good when working with you, okay? So also I'm going to include this page in your documents in order for you to know some important things related with the recruitment and the capacities and abilities when you are working with human resources. Okay, and to finish the class, guys, to finish the class, 1 second. Okay, we are going to, I told you at the beginning of the class that I was going to also give you a video where you can find different tools or different web pages in order to find worker profiles for your company. So we are going to watch a video about it. So remember that when you are working for workers, what you are doing is hiring. Hiring is when you are offering a post for your company, okay? as you see here, apart from LinkedIn, as I suppose
most business owners don't like hiring. Today, I'm going to give you some of my tips of what I've developed over the last 40 years that makes it easier.
Okay, so with this, not only we have LinkedIn in order to look for hiring a post, for offering jobs. So you have there 5 apart from LinkedIn, 4 social networks, Monster, Indeed, ZipRecruiter. So you have more ways to find jobs depending on the kind of job you are offering or you are looking for. So we are going to finish the class, but remember that on Monday we are going to have 1 hour and a half more. El lunes tenemos otra hora y media más. Se nos han quedado en el tintero explicaros el presente perfecto como parte de la unidad 2, explicaros también 2 tipos de email diferentes, aparte de la formal presentation of the email, pero no hay problema porque el lunes, aparte de explicaros el presente perfecto y estos 2 tipos de mails que hoy no hemos podido realizar, voy también a, en esa hora y media, introduciros cómo va a ser el examen y cómo va a ser valorada cada una de las partes de ese examen. Entonces, bueno, pues tenéis subido en la plataforma más cosas de las que he explicado durante la sesión de hoy, pero no hay problema porque el lunes tenemos hora y media. Voy a explicar lo que hoy no hemos explicado, que es gramática, presente perfecto y 2 tipos de mails. Y durante esa hora, aparte de otras cosas referentes a la unidad 2, me centraré en explicaros qué partes tiene el examen y cuál es la valoración de cada uno de esos exámenes. No sé si pues está claro todo lo que os he explicado, son muchas cosas, lo entiendo y lo sé, pero bueno, tenéis toda la información para consultarla de manera más tranquila, si tenéis tiempo, que lo dudo, pero bueno, de manera más tranquilas. Vale, y el lunes nos vemos y terminamos, vale. Y terminamos con lo que no hemos hecho. Os subiré una hoja en la cual os pondré todos los vídeos, por si queréis suscribiros, etcétera, en Human Resources. ¿Ok? Vale, pues muchísimas gracias, chicas, y a seguir con el día, porque igual que yo sigo con mi día con muchas clases, me imagino que también vosotros seguís vosotras en este caso, seguís con muchas otras cosas. Un placer y nos volvemos a ver el lunes. Adiós, chicos. Have a nice day. Thank you.